Hi everyone, so we saw how to convert using dimensional analysis. Now we're going to just plug into formulas. So we're going to use temperature conversions here. And this is in page 16 of your textbook. So we're going to use one example for your conversions. So for temperature, we generally use Kelvin or Celsius in any science class. Since we're here in the US, we'll also use degrees Fahrenheit as well. So let's make sure that we know how to convert between all of them, or how to solve for each one of them. So for degrees Fahrenheit, we have degrees Fahrenheit equal to 9/5 times the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So many people get very confused because there's a lot of stuff going on in this one. First things first, 9/5, that's equivalent to 1.8. Make it 1.8. Make it easier on yourself. And that degrees Celsius, that's whatever temperature that you have in degrees Celsius, right? And then plus that 32. My stylus is awful. Sorry, kiddos. Alright, so if I'm going to solve for Celsius, let's go ahead and, again, solve for Celsius here. So I want to get Celsius all by itself. So I'm going to subtract out the 32 first from both sides. So I have degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 is equal to 1.8 times degrees Celsius. And then divide both sides by 1.8. And if you didn't know where I got that 1.8, just put 9 divided by 5 in there. You should get that. So you should have degrees Celsius is equivalent to whatever the temperature is in Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8. That went really quick, by the way, so if you are having trouble with that, let me know. And that's just basic algebra, too. You're just solving for x, so you can always go see a math teacher as well. They can help you out. Down below, we have Kelvin and Celsius. So Kelvin does not have a degree symbol. Correct me if I ever say degrees Kelvin, because that's wrong. But if we were to solve for degrees Celsius, I'm just going to subtract 273 from both sides. Isn't that so much easier? Don't you love degrees Celsius and Kelvin? Okay, so degrees Celsius is just K minus 273. What if I was going to merge the two together? Alright, so if I want to put both of these together, I can say by the transitive property that Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8 is equal to K minus 273. And if I'm going to solve for K, I can add 273 to both sides. I'll make that look a little neater in just a second. So I can have degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8 plus 273 is equal to Kelvin. Right? If I wanted to solve for degrees Fahrenheit, well, I can go back, subtract 273 from both sides, and then multiply by that 1.8. So I have 32, so K minus 273. And again, this is your basic algebra. All of you guys should have had basic algebra by now. I'm just showing you this just so that way you can see it. Plus 32, so add 32 to both sides. And that's how you solve for degrees Fahrenheit. I don't have enough space in here to show you all of that, so I apologize, darlings. So let's take a look right here. We have Fahrenheit, and we want to convert it to Kelvin. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the numbers that we know. I know from before that if I had, actually, let's go through Celsius first. So let's go back to the original equations. And I had degrees Fahrenheit is equal to, I'm going to make that 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32. And then I have Kelvin is equal to degrees Celsius plus 273. So for this guy, I'm going to go ahead and solve for degrees Celsius. If you've never taken physics before, I know Muso's very, well, any physics teacher really, should be very strict about making sure that you solve or rearrange the equation first. It makes so much more sense. Don't fight it. And yes, I may have said that Muso was right. Don't tell him. Alright, so we have degrees Celsius is equal to degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8. And since I know that I can put this into Kelvin, well, I can show you how to put that into Kelvin in here. Essentially, all of this can go right into there. So it's Kelvin is equal to degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8 plus 273. Do this legwork ahead of time. It makes life so much easier if you do it beforehand. So just plug it in. Degrees Fahrenheit is 54.3 minus 32 over 1.8 plus 273. Go ahead and grab your calculator and solve. So I had to pause it just to make sure I plugged it in. But you should end up having around 285 Kelvin. And again, put a box around your answer because I'm getting old. Alright, and again, if you are having trouble with that, by all means, please let me know. Make sure that you come and stay with me for a few extra minutes if you need to. So that was pretty much it. Let me get back to that, darlings. Oopsies. So, know how to solve and rearrange your equations. Have a good day, and don't tell Muso I said he's actually right about something.